What?
Hey babies, how's everybody doing? And welcome back. It's Diva Den. I know we've been gone for a minute, but life happens, child. And so we have to be away for a minute and do what it is that we need to do. But y'all know that we are always here. We are lurking, simmering, brewing. But it's sometimes hard to do it weekly, especially when we have so much going on. All the co-hosts' careers are booming from the show. They've expanded and opened new businesses, and they're traveling the world, performing and wearing pink wigs. And others are in school and getting their degrees. So life has been busy, but we are still here. So we are trying to come to you a little more often. So please forgive us. Thank you for tuning in. I love you. Let's go ahead and welcome our co-host on into Den. Hey y'all.
Hey.
What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
How is everyone?
Yes,
Hello,
Landis.
hello,
Thank you.
hello.
We are
Hey,
back.
Landis.
Been a
Yeah,
busy
so glad
time.
to be back.
I know. And it's partly my fault, my schedule, and I apologize, y'all. I really do. So I just wanted to check in with everybody before we start. Dallas, what's going on in your world?
So I've been busy working, busy in the books at school as new semester. So I'm all learning about marketing and PR. This past week I had the opportunity to be on Black Jeopardy. So shout out to Landis. He's one of our loyal supporters, and so I appreciated him invited me to Black Jeopardy, invited me to the cookout. I had the opportunity to win. And so I have just been overjoyed and I am just so excited. And I thank him for having this for us because, especially with COVID, I've been exhausting myself for trying to find ways to stay active and stay mentally good. And so I really want to thank Landis for doing this. And if anyone is interested, please reach out to Landis because you won't regret it.
That's what's up. And you didn't even tell nobody that you was on the show, so we missed you on the show.
I caught a little bit of it.
Well, yes, it was between glamorous. So after glamorous, that was what a whirlwind that we all experienced with glamorous. I think they're still tallying up some of the scores. I just heard that Layla LaRue actually presented her judging.
We checking in. We checking in. We not talking. We checking in. Checking in.
Well, stay tuned because we're
Tina,
going to get it in.
Tina, Dallas, I need you to stay on track. When we say check in, it's checking in about you, not about pageants or whatever we might be talking about. Checking in on you. Okay?
Oh, I was ready. I thought we were ready
I
to
know.
get it in.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
Rose Nyland. That's what I'm going to start calling you from Clues and Clergan. Hey, Zena, what's going on?
Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Working hard, playing with my grandbaby, spending time with her, and making crab pies.
Yes, yes, yes. And that's
I'm,
all you
I'm.
got to say about the crab pies?
Say that again.
That's all you saying about the crab pies?
No, I got a sale coming up
Okay.
next weekend.
I got to say,
The
but you're also trying to figure out a logo. Y'all need to learn how to toot your own horns, and you need to learn how to stay on track.
Oh, you know what? I am. I'm trying to find a new logo. I'm waiting on some stuff to come in I ordered, and I'm also trying to learn how to ship one of these bad boys. So I'm doing a whole lot right now, trying to figure out how to keep Zine Bean Crab Pack Queen stuff going. So you're right. I am looking for a logo.
Yes,
So
yes,
yes.
yes, yes. This is a platform for y'all to talk about what's going on in your lives. When I say check in, that means check in about you and what's going on. All right. So we done had two strikes already, Brianna. Let's see if you're gonna bring it
Girl, don't you better do us
Here
right,
come the
girl.
third one right here. Then we already know what's
Hi, everybody. As you all know, I am Miss Nations Plus. I've just been like working. This was my first time doing Trans Visibility Day, and it was a success. And so I just learned a lot of things and met a lot of different connections. So I've just been moving around, shaking. I went to Atlanta to perform at Peach State with my promoter, and I had a wonderful time. So I'm just really trying to just get on the pageant road, get back on the pageant, get the pageant fever going and stuff, but really take care of my personal life at the same time.
awesome. So hey Kyle, how are you? And yes, we do still have the pageant that weekend. So I think you need to just come and do the pageant and let that be your birthday present if you're victorious. But we will not be having the pageant this year. We will be having the pageant in 2022. There will be a weekend retreat for the nation's family and a step down show for our current reigning title holders. So make sure you come out and stay tuned for more information as we present that in the coming weeks. Yeah, so my week has been good. I did some yard work today. I missed you, Dallas, because I worked like a slave in the yard today, getting up all the leaves and getting it all prepared for the summer. I planted some grass seeds today. I went and brought 5 bags of mulch. I just been really tapping into the home ownership and working on the house, and I'm excited about the way things are turning out. I'm excited about my new appointment to the Mayor's Human Rights Commission. So my first meeting will be in May, and I'm excited about that and the change that I will be able to create. Luckily, those meetings are on Thursdays, so it will not affect with Diva Den. They're on Thursdays. So anyway, yes, it's been a really, really busy time. All right, so y'all ready to get into the thick of things?
Yep.
Yes.
All right, all right. And remember, viewers, if you have any oh, thank you, Kyle. Thank you so much. So we want to get into the thick of things and and let's bring up our first topic. We want to talk about DMX, y'all. We lost DMX. He was 60 years old. DMX, y'all.
You know,
Hooch.
you know what was bothering me? People was killing him before he was even dead. Like that
They
was
do that
so
to everybody.
crazy. Like I was in the club Wednesday and I looked on my phone and it said DMX passed away. And then I was like, then a few days later, then it was like he died. So I was like, well, when is the man gonna die? Are y'all gonna let him die? I can't stand when people do that. They kill you before you even dead. That is so crazy.
Well, his lawyer didn't make it any better. He said that he was not doing good, this, that, and the third, and come to find out, he didn't lie. He just shouldn't have said what he said. It wasn't his. He shouldn't have said anything. It's just unfortunate. It's a loss to hip hop. It's a loss to rap. It's a loss to the culture, yo. I'm from that era. That was a loss. Like,
Thank you, Sasha.
Yes, I feel like DMX very inspirational. To me, I feel like he gives you the freedom to speak out and to say what you want, and it's okay to be a little rough around the edges. Even with some of his homophobic lyrics and "Where's the Hood at," certain songs that he may have, made against the gay community, I think he was still embraced. He's very inspirational as far as working out music. I love a good DMX. He had me barking and everything. So I think he really touched the game. He had his own lane, and that's what I can appreciate about him.
well, I saw something that had asked the question, does the industry owe these performers as far as it's concerned about their, getting high? It's not like he's the first entertainer, to use drugs. Everyone knows he's using drugs, and not to say this situation had anything to do with drugs, just saying, what type of real support do these artists have for real, for real? It needs, in the industry needs to start taking care of its own, and I don't know how that can be done, but it needs to be done.
Yeah, it seems like it's just a lot of drug use, and I think it's a lot of pressure. And I think that Jason has said something on his show, The Truth, that an artist has said to them, and that in that industry, they just looking at them as a product, as money,
Yeah.
not as a person. And I think that just like in health and wellness, people need to look at overall health and wellness, even in the entertainment field. And if you see somebody spiraling out of control, then these managers need to be putting something in place. You know what I'm saying?
You know
Just like
what?
just like Whitney. You know what I'm saying? Whitney needed some intervention.
And what's so crazy about it, and I'm glad you said Whitney, because you're talking about someone who died upstairs and they still had the freaking award ceremony downstairs as her body laid upstairs during, that doesn't make any sense, and it's like we wait until these people fall and then we want to speak out and then we want to do something, but the industry owes these individuals. You're getting paid millions off of these people. Give them, they should have something in place, something.
Right. I mean, that's just like most jobs kind of have, like, if you got a really good job with benefits, you got like some type of substance abuse program, or it's coupled in your insurance. So you mean to tell me that these entertainers who are making multi-million dollars, they don't have, no kind of rehab facilities or nothing that, you know.
No, they
And that's
do.
the
They
thing.
do have celebrity rehab. They do have celebrity rehabs, but I don't think they're as intense as like a regular rehab. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know probably with a regular rehab, it's like the real, and they have to stay there. They either court ordered or different things where, you know what I'm saying, where they have to go through this program. Now with the celebrity one, where the ones that all the celebrities go to, it's not mandatory for them to be there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they can leave when they want to and stuff like that. So I think it's a difference in the level of, you know what I'm saying, how they treat them at these rehabs.
The big only difference is money. And if you going famous people, as you say, and where they only go somewhere that's comfortable for the money that they pay. They're able to tap into things that Richmond Behavioral Health Authority would never be able to tap in because they don't have the resources to do so.
Correct.
So, you are right. They are getting a different type of rehab. But, money talks, VS runs a marathon.
I know
Yeah, and I
that's
think they
right.
lack access to health insurance too. Is not even having those avenues. The the people, and I'll just be transparent. The white lady that's working at the record company, who's in PR, she have access to health insurance and healthcare. But the entertainers themselves, is so many people surrounded them, from lawyers to other record executives, and trying to profit off them. So they want them to act crazy. They want them to do drugs and stuff like that. And when someone dies, look at what happens when someone passes away. Everybody comes in, they're profiting off of it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they don't even may not have health insurance as an entertainer to be able to, to do that. And all this money's coming in. They owe taxes. You hear a lot of them taxes. That's because people's taking money from them.
Mm-hmm.
So Reva Black, one of our viewers, said that you're right. Support is needed among them from addiction and mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sasha Fierce says that it's true the celebrities have a privileged passive rehab.
Yeah.
They want to film that so it get good
if anybody
TV.
If anybody ever watched like Celebrity Rehab, it's for the ratings, and you know what I'm saying. It's for the more of the publicity, but it's really not to help their addiction. So I think if it was me, and it was something that I knew that was hurting my family and my friends, and actually hurting me, I wouldn't go on the show, because you already know what the study is. You know what I'm saying? It's just a TV show. It's not to help you.
But and Sasha Fierce just said something in the chat that the industry provided the drugs. And I think we need to, let me just put in context what type of industry we're talking about. Drew Barrymore shot heroin in Hollywood parties at the age of 13 with her mother. Drew Barrymore was a heroin addict at 13, and she partied with some of the famous actors and actresses in Hollywood. That's the type of atmosphere we're talking about. A child, 16, had to be a recovering addict. Let's talk about it. We're talking about they have no love for the people who make them the money. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. And that's true. That's written. That's her story. And Sasha's right. They provide the drugs. But when it gets out of hand, they
shun them away.
Yep.
Hey, Bianca Ray, thank you for tuning in. We love you. We know you missed.
Bianca.
We missed you.
Hi,
Thanks
Bianca.
for tuning in from New Jersey. Yeah, so rest in peace, DMX. A moment of silence for DMX. A moment of silence for DMX. Yes. So, child, next, honey, I guess the things that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had to say that upset Prince Philip.
Prince Philip said, "I am not a Negro hater, and I'm not going to put up with this."
What?
He passed away, Brianna.
So
He said those were lies. They were lies.
that was the Queen husband, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Not Prince
How
Charles.
old is he?
Not Prince Charles.
He was
Prince
99.
99.
He lived a good life.
Yes, he did.
A long time.
Yes, he did.
And I always found it interesting because it's so funny how the Queen was already in power when he married the Queen. So he was never able to be a king. You would think, that because if you're married to a queen, you will be a king. But because he married her and she was royalty, he was just a prince.
Well, yeah, yes, Bianca. Yes, Bianca. Bianca spilled the tea in the chat. Their husband and cousins.
Oh wow.
Ooh, shut your mouth.
Yes, Bianca Ray said it. So if the try to sue Diva Den, it wasn't us. It was
Allegedly.
I co-signed it a little bit.
No,
But no, it's sad. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm a married woman. If I was with my husband, regardless of a title, if I was with my husband that long and he passed, I wouldn't know what to do. So, And that's sad.
They were married a long time.
Yes, yes, God.
Hmm.
Yes, God. So I wouldn't be surprised if they're not keeping their eye on the queen, because that's something that'll probably she probably can't go on no more without her husband, and that's just real.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
I
you
was gonna
know,
say that next. Yeah, she might be
yeah,
next.
I'm gonna put aside all the stuff that's going on with them. That's a hard pill to swallow after you lose your husband like that, So,
So then that means that Prince Charles would then become the king.
but that woman that he with can't never be she can't be a piece of royalty. What's her name? Camilla?
Why is
Megan.
that?
Huh? She
Why is
can't
that?
be. I can't. I don't understand the dynamics of it, but I don't know why she can't. I want to say because she was sleeping around with a married man, but that ain't true. But for some reason, she cannot be like queen. Am I wrong, Dallas? Or
No,
am I
I've heard that. I've heard that she won't be the queen. I think he'll be the king, but she still won't be the queen.
Yeah,
right?
she'll be Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall.
Right. Right.
Oh my.
Wow.
Well, I ain't trying to be funny. She lucky she got that, but it his story is similar to coming to America. He wanted to choose his own queen, and they didn't allow him to choose his own wife. They chose Diana. He chose Camilla,
Hmm.
and
Well,
they
Bianca said that she don't think Charles is next. She thinks that it's William. How does it pass from Charles and go to William?
it's not gonna pay. It's not gonna pass to William. It goes
Oh,
to
this
Charles
Charles.
next. Charles is the father.
Right.
Mm.
So Charles, and then if he dies, then it's Prince William. Prince Harry won't be one unless Prince William dies. Like it'll be
Mm.
Charles, William, and then Harry.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and then Tyler Perry might pick up. It might get good. It might get good.
Hey, Miss Kelly Branch. Hey, Miss
Hey,
Hey,
Kelly
Kelly.
Kelly.
Branch. My wife got a potty mouth. I'm not gonna repeat what she said, but hey, Caleb fan.
Hmm.
Oh,
Mhm.
I see it.
Yes. So a moment of silence for Prince Philip of the Royals. So Zena, I know you had a hot topic that you had wanted to talk about.
Yes. Talk about the trial of the policeman that killed Mr. George Floyd. I know
Yeah.
it's been a hot topic. I've been trying not to watch it, but I watch it with my husband, and I just wanted to say, if anybody hasn't watched it, it's powerful, it's emotional. And I'm just glad to see that a victim is being humanized. I spoke about that earlier, and just humanized then, even though he had some faults, his faults shouldn't have had him killed. And a lot of people who stood up there on the stand, they made a good case for this man. So I'm hoping that they see it the way it should be seen. And his attorney is crap. He really not doing a good job. Um, I've never seen so many police officers and people in law enforcement go against their own. Like they's like they have no other choice. Whoever is prosecuting this man, they are doing the damn thing, y'all. Like it's like they
I,
crossing their T's, dotting their I's. They are redirecting, questioning, they cleaning up testimony. These people did not come to play with that officer. So I'm hoping that if anything that we see through this trial, when they find him guilty, and I do believe he's going to be found guilty, I need everybody who lawyers up, or if they take another police officer to court, look at this trial and see how you beat them at their own game,
mhm.
because he's going to jail.
Well, I also think that they don't want it to be another LA issue like Rodney King back in the day where it just get burnt down. And I think they're just really being more proactive about the way that they address it and making sure that they hold him accountable for what he did.
Well, I tell you what, they don't, and I hate to play devil's advocate here, from what I've been reading, you know, and I just read, I don't, you know, I'm just a reader. They can find him not guilty if they want to. Just imagine what happened when, you know, when they killed him. We don't need that. You got a whole lot of people and both sides. Let's understand here, we're on the verge of a race war. Let's just be honest here. Everybody's waiting on it. You got both sides waiting for something to pop. We need and that's why they're crossing their T's, dotting their I's, because he's going to be found guilty because he was guilty.
And then, you know what? And then I was watching. They really were. It would be hell if they found. But and I've seen how the defense was trying to make it so it was his drug use and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, he died from not breathing. At the end of the day, he could not breathe. It's no getting around that.
It's a part of the testimony where they had spoke of the use of force, and they took the police officers' rules and went down the rules with the person who does the training of the police officers. And even that man had to say that, hey, that's not the training that we gave him. That's not how we do it. He was like, I don't know who told him to do that. You know, it just does not look good for this man. Like it doesn't. And I also believe, to play devil's advocate, and this is my last statement, I also think he's about to wear sometimes you got to have a sacrificial lamb in certain situations. And it's all these police officers that have been getting off. I also believe that he's going to go to jail because they trying to calm down a beast that they have wound up.
That's similar to what Lamont is also saying, if I'm reading his comment right. But this is a way to take the attention off of the system that is still oppressive to our people. He is just a sacrifice for a moment. I think it's just a tactic to stop us for now.
Because see, we're displacing. You know, we will take a little bit of right instead of taking all of right. You know, I want all right. I don't want a little bit of right. It's a whole lot of shit, that needs to be changed in our justice system. And with our police officers, the discretion that they're given. And a lot of people don't understand that. And I spoke about that before. A police officer has a whole lot of discretion to do a whole lot of what the hell they want to do out on the streets. Yeah. And until they stop a police officer's discretion, we're not going to see these murders stop.
Right.
Correct.
Well, speaking of police and aggression and the tactics that they take, I wanted to share a little video.
I mean, this is going on right where we are, right here at our home.
How many occupants are in your vehicle? Open the door slowly, step out! Open the door! Get out of the car! Open the door slowly and get out! Get out of the car, now! Open the door and get out of the car! Hold. Keep your hands outside the window. Keep your hands outside the window. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. What's going on? You're fixing the red light, son. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. Sir, just get out of the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out of the car. You received an order. Obey it. I'm honestly afraid to get out. Get out. Yeah, you should be. Get out. Get out. Get out of the car. Get out now. I'm not committed to any crime. You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest for you're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for obstruction of justice. Violation. I do not have to get out. You have me on me. Stop. Really? Get out of the car now. Get out of the car. Get your hands off me. You know what? Get your hands off me. Back up. Okay, I'm trying to hold
Get out.
Get out of the car. Please relax.
Get out.
Please relax.
Get out of the car right now.
This is not how you treat a back up. I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me.
Back up, Daniel.
I didn't do anything. Whoa, hold on. What's going on? Hold on. You out there.
Well, how many
Get out
times
of
he
the car.
gonna spray him?
Get out of the car now.
It looked like Mace.
No, I said how
Get out of
many
the car
times?
now.
Sir, just get out the
3
car.
times.
Get out of the car now.
And that looked like a
Get out of the car and get on the ground now. You're gonna get it.
I really want to reach my seat.
Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. Get out of the car now. Listen, take off your seatbelt and get out of the car.
and you know what's so funny about
You're
this
gonna do it
video?
too.
This
Get out of
dude
the
right
car.
here know that dude
Take
wrong.
your seatbelt off and get out of the Take your seatbelt off.
And how you supposed to take his seatbelt off and he can't see?
Get out the car.
And they keep telling him, let me see his hands. He's probably scared that they're going to open fire. They got their weapons drawn. It's a mess.
And that's right next to the police station.
Go to the back.
When it look
My
like.
dog is choking right
Get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off. What are you?
And look at him.
What are you?
I'm a lieutenant.
Lieutenant, get out of the car. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car. You made this way more difficult than it had to be. You just comply. Get out of the car.
I'm reaching for my seatbelt.
Fine. Take your seatbelt off and get out of the car.
Oh, dude gonna
Straight
lose
on
his
the ground.
job.
Straight out of the ground.
Not dude back there, cause he's scared, cause he know he wrong.
Down. Let's go. Let's go. Get on the ground. Get on the ground. Get on the ground now. Get on the ground and get sprayed again. Get on the ground.
Please talk to me about
Get on the ground. Get on the ground now.
Please talk to me about Please talk to me about Yes, sir. Please talk to me about
And it's a man in
This
uniform.
is a man in uniform. Exactly what I was going to say.
You're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
Why am I being treated like this? He's really messed up. He's really messed up.
Well, there goes the police department's raise. Y'all raise gonna go to this man's tire.
You're scary. I know, man. You're not fucking scary.
That's a mess.
Hot mess. But you know,
And I think you're right, Misha. I do think he got upset when he told him his rank. And I missed you, and I called you back the other day. You know, we always playing phone tag. But this is a prime example of what we go through.
and that was here. That was North Side.
Can I just be
That was
honest?
here.
That was North Side. Yeah, that was right at the gas station, right there next to McDonald's, and right next to the police department.
That was RPD.
Mhm.
No, that was Richmond State Police.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean,
Oh.
Virginia State Police, not Richmond.
Yeah,
It
I
was
knew that
Virginia
was the
State
state
Police.
police. Yeah, because I noticed the uniform.
Can I just be honest? I'm just gonna keep it real. When you watch videos like this is what make people sway to being racist. You get what I'm saying? You have some people who say, okay, you know what I'm saying? Some people they act like assholes. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna keep it real. But
Keep it real and use proper language. And you talking about you, Miss Nations Plus.
oh, I'm sorry. When people when you see videos like this, people who aren't racist become racist because some people they think like, okay, we have the shorter end. You stupid. We have the shorter end of the stick. But sometimes these videos they make people mad, and that's why, like you said, Zena, is people are waiting for a race war. So when people see stuff like this, they're waiting for it to happen because so much has built up in people. You know what I'm saying, over the years. Because you have some people that say, okay, people do wrong stuff, but the more they see it, the more angry, the angrier they get.
Like it made no sense for him to go over there, you know. And it's funny that the officer who won't doing all the talking, the little young officer, he seemed to me as if being new, but he looked scared. I don't know if y'all noticed it. He looked scared because he knew all that won't call for.
That's right. He knew it. He knew what they was doing was wrong. And see, that's is some of the problem in the police department is people know that if they speak out, they could be retaliated against because at the end of the day, some of these police officers take their badge off and the guns off when they go home, but they still got guns. You know what I'm saying? So, and if they do that on the job, you don't know what they would do off the job. Look at, the previous case with Derek Chauvin had multiple complaints, 19, 20 plus complaints allegedly. So many complaints was being done about it. This was in Windsor, Virginia, which is about 70 miles southeast of Richmond. So in between here and like Norfolk area.
Yeah, that's
and
like,
just to think about
Southampton County near Cortland
Okay.
and Franklin and all of that.
But like you
look
said,
like
Zakia, if you
I know,
don't
look
go
like
out
the
and
shell.
if you want to do the big votes and not do these, you know what I'm saying, not go to these town meetings and stuff like this. And if you want change, you have to go to these preliminaries, you know what I'm saying, and you have to vote. If people are not doing what they're supposed to do, then you get them out of their seat.
Yeah, and it also make you not even want to stop for the police. Like
Exactly.
me personally, I feel like I would just you have to catch me at the police station because that's where I'm gonna go. If you pulling me, I'm gonna go to the police station. You feel me?
Hey, London, don't say keep
It
me
makes you
girl.
they're supposed to serve and protect, but just look at those actions alone. Watching that, it was uncalled for. They were yelling multiple commands. So put your hands out the window, get out the car, let me see your hands, get out. Just too many. You got a gun on. You don't know if they're gonna shoot you or not. Especially when you see these videos going on, you don't know what might happen as being a human being. So you could freeze. You could go in a state of shock.
So
I know I do.
So that was a gun, not a taser. They had their guns out.
So I don't know. Look like one. So to
I
me,
thought
I
it
feel
was a
like if it
taser.
looked like one,
I thought
The
they had their
tasers are normally yellow, so
okay.
you don't
yeah, I would
confuse it with
think
your
that
gun.
they would have like a yellow bright something to not
Yeah,
confuse you
that's what
too.
it normally is.
Yeah, them. Yeah, they. Yeah,
And
that
he
was a
asked
good.
for a supervisor. He even asked for a supervisor.
Then you
And
have
look
to
what they
spray
did to
him
you.
multiple times. Like, what was the point? And then while you spraying him and he can't see, you done sprayed him in his eyes, and then you tell him to take your seatbelt off and get out the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
And they said at one time the officer told him that he was fixing to ride the lightning from the movie Green Mile, basically saying he was about to be electrocuted.
Hmm.
And that's what the officer said. I mean, where is the accountability? And that's the problem with what we're talking about with George Floyd. What is being done to hold him accountable? How could they get away with this? We need the military that are serving the country to fight for our freedoms and to fight for us as people. We need protection from the police, which we know why the police were started in the very beginning anyway, which they weren't set up on anything to be great. They weren't set up to protect and serve. That's not how they started.
Yep. Say that.
We just got to be careful out there and really be careful, especially while driving black.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be crazy? People don't understand being trans and black, and
Yeah.
not having your identification changed. That's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother one. You think black men got it?
Well, you brought it
And
up.
I'm white and I'm scared. I'm white and I'm scared.
You brought it up. Talk about it, because our viewers may not understand your perspective of being a trans woman and being black.
Well, I've encountered before I got everything legalized, I've encountered like the nastiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I got my license, but when they see the M, it's like they see you when you come up, they see this female. But then when you say, here you go, and then they stop, they really not probably paying attention right then. But then once they clock it and get into it, oh, it's get out the car. Do you got drugs? And but you stopped me for my head like a defective, you know what I'm saying, equipment. But now it done changed to, do you got anything in your purse? Do you got anything to stick me? Where did all this come from? But now, when I had got stopped with my license, Would everything change? Is okay now, blah blah blah, ticket, boom. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be like that. I feel like whatever you stop me for at the time, it shouldn't matter what my license is, as long as I have my license, because you have people who don't have their license at all. And as long as I have my license and everything is correct, you should treat me like a human being, because at the end of the day, I'm a human being first.
Right.
Right. I have said for the longest time that I don't even understand why sex is important on a driver's license. If I have passed the test and I'm able to drive, and you have a picture of me on the driver's license with my name and my driver's license number that connects to where I am, what difference does it make if I'm a man or a woman? As long as I pass the test, I know that red means stop, green means go. You know what I'm saying? What difference does it mean? What difference does your gender? I know they say it's for identification purposes, so that if you're doing something illegal, they can tell, say whatever.
Right.
But you can always say my name. You understand what I'm saying? Because they say the name anyway if you do something wrong and you're a suspect. So I just don't understand
And then they
why.
want to miss their mispronoun you. You get what I'm saying? Then that makes you upset, because I've had that before, and I didn't had to let the officer have it, because I'm just like, you doing too much when it's not even necessary. And then you, like the partner that was with the clip we just saw, where you got the partner that's just sitting back and knowing it's wrong, but they're not going to go against the grain, because you know what I'm saying? They're just not going to do it, because I've seen some officers where they've just been like, they just looking like shaking their head, but it's nothing that they can say. And it's sad, because you do have good officers. I'm not going to say all the officers out there. You do have some good officers out there that do care about their community, that do care about helping people. You know what I'm saying? That's why they took the oath. But then you have some of them that was growing, that was in high school, that was bullied through middle school, and it was like, oh, here go my chance now. Some
And
of
you
them, I'm like,
also have those who are racist and those who, are narcissists and just want to be nasty to people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like that day Z, remember when we
When
was
we got pulled.
in a state vehicle, and I'm a state employee,
Employee and you had to call all those police officers for 2 bad bitches.
Oh, you would have thought we had stole the state car and
We had a key of coke in the back. We was riding
They thought
dirty.
she was Medea. They thought she was Medea.
girl, and then was getting ready to take me to jail.
for real.
Yes, ma'am. Zena, because I was like, I know my rights. And I was like, child, what are you stopping me for? You know what I'm saying? I was like, I really don't want to sign this ticket because I ain't do nothing. You understand? And so, like, Zena saw how adamant I was being about what it was. And she was like, girl, come on, just sign it. Just like
And it was funny because when she said she wasn't gonna sign it, he grabbed the door. We like, what are you doing? He was like, oh, well, we have to arrest her if she don't sign the ticket. I'm like, look, we ain't got time for all that. Y'all done pulled up on us. We on our way to do some state official business. Sign the ticket.
And it has government car, like it has state government.
We outrank even though we're not police officers, we technically outrank them. So it was just.
Did you pay for the ticket? Did you pay the ticket?
I think the ticket got dismissed. I can't even remember.
It was some BS. I know it was some BS, but it just bothered me when it went from one police officer to turn around. There's 4 or 5 police officers around the car, and I'm like, it's 2 females in here. Why y'all acting like that?
But one of the females had M on her driver's license at the time.
Right. And it's like sitting back, I'm sitting back in my head, because y'all my trans sisters, but y'all my sisters. So, I'm sitting back and I'm like, why is he pulling 2 females over? And, then me and Z talking in the car. And I'm like, man, this was the first time that I've ever been in that position with her. So, I'm like, this some bull. Like, I was heated. I was heated.
So how long ago was this?
Oh, this was a while ago.
About 6 years ago, 7 years ago. This is when I was still at the health department.
Now, question, what would you have done even with the Zakia now?
Well, basically, it was the same Zakia. That's why I was going to go to jail.
No, I'm saying like with do you think you have more knowledge now about the situation than then, or do you
No,
think it's the same thing?
no, I'm well versed, honey. Just because of what I do now, don't mean that I wasn't knowledgeable about what was going on. That's what was making him angry because
Hmm.
I was challenging him, and I you know what I'm saying. I'm far from a dummy, and I know what's right and I know what's wrong. And so when I kept asking him to tell me what was going on, he wasn't trying to tell me. So I was like, "Well, I ain't signing nothing until you tell me what's going on." You know what I'm saying? Why are you stopping me? And you see that we work for the state and we're getting ready to go handle state business. And why would I be speeding in the state's car? That would get me, you know what I'm saying? That would get us in trouble. Anytime we got citations or whatever,
Yeah, you get in trouble for that.
in a state car, that got you in trouble. So why would I?
I ain't, I won't try to go to jail, man. They was just wrong, man. They was wrong. They was wrong. And yeah, they were wrong. But that was the first time that I ever had to be in the presence of one of my trans friends. And I had a taste of what they went through, and it was not cool.
Mhm.
Not cool, because at the end of the day, who's to say that he wouldn't have tried to drag her out the car and tase her?
If she won't by herself.
And back then, I was doing trainings with the police departments. You know what
And
I'm
that's what was so funny about when we got pulled over, because I remember that you were doing classes with these people. You're doing sensitivity stuff with these people. And I'm like, is they even using the training that you giving them right
right.
now?
And then, like a week later, I had to do another training. So then I brought that up in the training. How messed up they were and how they treated me. You know what I'm saying? That was just like some stuff that happened one time, and somebody had pressed charges against me, and it was kind of like some fraudulent charges. So when I went to him, Rico, and went in there in the back, the man was like one of the because I was training the police departments in Rico, Richmond City, VCU. You know what I'm saying? So when I went back there and they was getting ready to fingerprint me and take my picture, the man was like one of the sergeants or whoever, or captain or whoever. He was like, "Miss McKenzie, what are you doing down here?" So that had like halted the whole fingerprint and picture process, right? And so I was explaining to him what happened. And so he was like, "Oh no, y'all need to take her back the way y'all got her from and give her a ride back." You know what I'm saying? And anyway, all that mess got dismissed. It was foolishness. But just how some police officers use that power to really be nasty to people. And then, like y'all said, there are some good police officers who um, treat people with respect and dignity. Yes, our viewers been going in on that post, baby. They was going in. I'm glad you all are engaged in the conversation. So we're gonna move on to some lighter topics because we was heavy at the beginning and we didn't went on a
Heavy,
tangent.
heavy,
Yes.
You got so heavy
some
on
heavy
me.
on me.
So I'm excited about Pose. I'm mad that it's the final season
Yes.
coming on May 2nd. What's your thoughts about that?
My feelings are hurt.
About Pose coming to an end?
Why? I want to know why.
Well, the person who wrote the show said that it wasn't meant to go on and on and on. He wanted to provide a platform for people to understand our lives and what happens in our community, and what he felt like he has told that story. So it will wrap it up in this season. But I just think that it's amazing because it gave trans people in our community a mainstream platform for people to see
Mhm.
that we are more than the narratives that straight folks write about us.
Mhm.
Correct.
And for them to see how our community is, our culture, the ballroom scene, how we have our own families, how us as LGBTQ people are oppressed and ostracized from our families, the struggle of being on the streets. the struggle of survival, where the survival sex work comes into play. I just think it really gave an excellent light on our community and the struggles that we go through.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't think when I watched Pose, I was like, I thought that Pose was not really gonna capture us in the best light or really be real. You know what I'm saying? What our lives was, and it really was good. You know what I'm saying, with the HIV and the trans women, how they are, how we are just act like we don't exist. You know what I'm saying? And it really, really liked it. I say, okay, this was good because I just really thought it was just going to be foolish, honestly, for real.
And why you used our lives like we don't exist anymore? You said what our lives was, how our lives
No,
are.
no, no, no. I mean, well, how our lives are, because you have, like you said, you have some, when people who haven't lived in our shoes, it's in a way, I kind of feel like, to me, I feel like if I'm trans, and if you've never experienced the trans experience, how could you write about it? That's just, I'm trying to get it. That's why I mean, that's why when I watched Pose, I was like, okay, he go to buffoonery. But it really touched a lot of key points in the LGBT community. You know what I'm saying? It didn't steer away from anything. It was just like, bam, this is it, this is it, this is it. And that's what captivated me to keep watching it, because it was really like, it was true. The stuff that they
Mhm.
wrote was really true.
I think they
That's
highlighted on some things, but I think that it leaves the door open for more other shows or other platforms, such as the Chase in Atlanta, Chase in LA series that Reese G started. So shout out to Reese G. That gives you more of in-depth reality of what's going on in some of the community's lives and some of our lives, and trying to pique our attention for that reality TV and show us things that are going on. I think Pose is kind of great over some things and highlight. I've been to balls, and the balls I've been to did not go like the balls that they had on that show. So
Well,
that's just my.
that was a different time that you went to a ball. Those were balls in the '80s. Those were balls like the '80s, '90s that I remember. I'm not saying the '80s because I wasn't out in the '80s, but in the '90s, the balls were very much like that. It was trophies, and not like cash prizes. Like now, later date, that's when they took it to like the cash prizes and all of that kind of current on. But Onyx, Amp, Onyx Black, Spalding Landman said they did an amazing job educating the world
mhm.
of the culture, and Ryan Murphy is a part of our community as well.
Yes.
Yeah, I think for me, as a cisgendered individual, I loved Pose because, and for all the reasons that you all said, just knowing people who have been through some of those things, just knowing those people, and know that that struggle was real. That show was awesome. That show was very awesome. And I like the educational piece behind it as well, because a lot of people don't understand the culture. They don't understand y'all lives, so I thought it was a nice way of, showing, a piece of that.
And I don't
Mm.
think it was, you know how the people say that some people that LGBT try to push their we try to push our lifestyle on people. I don't think that Pose did that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
I don't think it did that at all. It just gave straight to the point. This is how it is. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? So
and
I
how is that? How is that pushing our lifestyle on somebody? You could
no,
change the channel. You didn't have to watch it. You know what
yeah,
I'm
And
saying?
yeah, no, what I'm
But
saying
it
was
was a moment of enlightenment for the straight community.
yeah.
mhm. And
It
I
was.
just
think it
like
made it
we
easier.
it
It broke it down. It broke it down in layman's term about our lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't a lot of this, it wasn't a lot of that. It was just straight across the board. This is it. So I
I
think that's
think
what made the ratings go up, and people liked it because people were intrigued.
Mhm.
A lot of people were intrigued and was like, "Oh, I never knew this. Oh, I didn't know that." You know what I'm saying? I had people, my straight friends, call me and be like, "Oh, do you be watching polls and stuff?" And they be into it. I mean, they've been around me, but actually to see like the in depth of
Right.
it from back then, because a lot of like I'm a '79 baby, you know what I'm saying? So kind of 80s. But for my friends that hung around me, they don't know about back then. So for to see how it was back then, they loved it. They really loved
But
it.
with
You
the
know, honestly, I think like when I first came out, because I came out in the '90s. So when I came out, I think it was more underground. We really didn't have all of the liberties that we have now as LGBTQ people, and the freedoms that we have now. And even though it was a struggle, like with family and jobs, employment, harassment, murders, all that kind of stuff. I think that there was more of a community within the LGBTQ community. It wasn't like this crabs in a barrel mentality that we have
Mhm.
now. I feel like because there were spaces for us to just be openly gay and accepted, that it was not the drama that we see now at the clubs where they're trying fighting and all that other kind of carrying on. Like I could rarely remember really any fights in the club back in the day when I was younger, like in 16, 17, people just partied and came together and really shared space because we didn't have any other spaces to be who we were. You know what I'm saying? So I miss those days. I
I
really
do
do.
I do too, because I mean well when I came out, it was like you say, Zaki, it was all about partying and stuff. I wasn't introduced to bars till later, a few years later, but I was young and would go to Nutty Buddies, you know what I'm saying, and sneak in and stuff. And it was just like a whole new world. And I was like, it was just partying, partying, partying. And then after after the club, people would be chatting, and then they would always go to the IHOP on Granby Street, you know what I'm saying? Just sit and just chat till the sun come up and stuff. So it was different, you know what I'm saying? It was
Mhm.
totally
And
different.
be honest, it wasn't the cattiness that you see now. It wasn't all that cattiness. We got
No, because we
along.
we didn't care. We didn't care. We didn't actually back then, like you say, it's like here with the balls and stuff. How we used to go to balls for bragging rights. We used to vogue, slam our stuff on the ground, do runway. People that came to the balls, they done rented coffins and not coffins.
Yeah, they didn't rent the coffins too and pads. This Miss Fur baby was up in a coffin for her talent, honey.
Yeah. So we have done stuff. We have walked balls for door stoppers. You know what I'm saying? Like I have
Mhm.
walked the ball where the trophies they just got the plates and put them up there, but it was door stoppers from the Dollar Tree. You know what I'm saying? I walked the ball where the trophies was paper. You know what I'm saying? In frames. You know what I'm saying? Back then
Yeah.
it was something, but now it's like, baby, no, sir. People don't be paying their rent to go to these balls. They'll be doing a lot of stuff, child. No, and it's not to say balls. It's pageants too, because when Zakia, when y'all used to run pageants and stuff, it was about the prestigiousness. You know what I'm saying? It was about the glamorous. You know what I'm saying? Now everything is political.
Oh, it was. I mean, it was about being, and it wasn't just about seeing honey, because I didn't got put out. I didn't been homeless because I wanted to go to Williamsburg and buy me a little dress. What was that place that they used to have in Williamsburg that sold gowns? And they had one in Potomac Mills too that sold gowns,
What
beaded gowns.
um
I can't think of the name of it, but
I'm looking at it, but I
I,
can't.
it was a lot of days that I ain't paid no rent, honey, because I was trying to run pageants. But pageants was my way of making my money. That was my living. You know what I'm saying? That was how I survived until 2001 when I started working for Fan Free. But I was a pageant girl. That was my hustle. Pageants and shows.
Well, it was something that Bree had said about
No, it's not Shingar Onyx. It was another place. I can't. Oh my God. I'm gonna think about it. It was on the tip of my tongue. Heroes. Heroes. That's what it was called. Remember Heroes? Brianna, or you didn't buy no BD gals. You stole all yours.
Oh no, I won't beat it. I was just all fabric then.
Oh, okay. Well,
Uh,
it was called Heroes.
So, Bree has said, talking about the representation on TV, and as a straight person, I always have this argument with people. And as soon as you said it, it came to my head, everybody wants to see themselves on TV. So that was another thing that Pose did. Pose did exactly what it was supposed to do.
Mhm.
TV is supposed to be a representation, a true representation of the world.
Mhm.
And there are trans women in the world, there's trans men in the world, there are gay people, there are straight people, but that show showed the people it needed to show, because that's fair representation.
Mhm.
And to me personally, that's what I liked about it,
Yeah.
because it was some fair representation. They didn't get a straight woman to play a trans woman, which is very tacky, but Hollywood would try to do that. They would try to do that.
We're
They
gonna
didn't do that.
we're gonna take a minute and pay some bills, and then when we come back, we can finish this conversation. And then I know that Brianna had wanted to delve into RuPaul's Drag Race, so we're gonna take a little 2 minute commercial break. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be right back.
It's time to step up, prep up.
Step up, prep up.
To help keep you free from the risk of HIV.
From the makers of Truvada, there's another PrEP option, Descovy for PrEP, a once-daily prescription medicine that helps lower the chances of getting HIV through sex. It's not for everyone. Descovy for PrEP has not been studied in people assigned female at birth. Talk to your doctor to find out if it's right for you.
Step up for health and body.
Prep up for your one and only love, or many loves. For kings, this queen, and you royals in between. For my now.
Our now.
And my future.
Our future.
Step up, prep up.
Descovy is another way to prep. Descovy does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections, so it's important to use safer sex practices and get tested regularly. You must be HIV negative to take Descovy for PrEP, so you need to get tested for HIV immediately before and at least every 3 months while taking it. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. They may check to confirm you are still HIV negative. Serious side effects can occur, including kidney problems and kidney failure. Rare life-threatening side effects include a buildup of lactic acid and liver problems. The most common side effect was diarrhea. Tell your doctor about all the medicines and supplements you take, or if you have kidney or liver problems, including hepatitis. If you have hepatitis B, do not stop taking Descovy without talking to your doctor. Ask your doctor about your risk of HIV, and if Descovy for PrEP is right for you.
Words are loud, but actions are louder.
Step up,
Prep up.
With Descovy for PrEP.
Get help paying for Descovy for PrEP. Learn more at stepupprepup.com.
PrEP, the pill to help prevent HIV.
Having risky sex? Come closer. Come closer. Let's get some information on PrEP. Get PrEP today. PrEP starts with B. Call and schedule your HIV test today.
I'm a nation about to start PrEP. Taking control of my life so that HIV doesn't control me. Get PrEP.
Black trans lives matter, and we must do everything we can to protect ourselves. Can I get a snap for PrEP?
Unsure.
No problem. If you are insured and are interested or have questions, please contact us or Kayla Finn, your PrEP coordinator, at 804-467-0480.
Get prepped AF today.
We want you to remember to get prepped AF today. To schedule an appointment, call 804-716-7597. Always aim to inspire. Let's get that prep. Yes, we done paid some bills, honey. Make sure that if you are interested in PrEP, Nations Foundation now has a PrEP clinic. You can call to schedule your appointment by calling 716-7597, extension 4 to schedule an appointment so that you can get your PrEP, honey. Get your PrEP. Prep it up, prep it up, prep it up. Yes. Hey, people.
Yes, I went to go see a man about a horse.
You did what?
I went to go see a man about a horse.
Oh my God.
Dallas coming with foolishness. We're gonna leave that alone. Dallas is coming with foolishness, 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 foolishness. Yes. So, Brianna, you had wanted to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yes. I don't know if I know a lot of people probably didn't watch it, but last night it was very interesting because when I was watching it with my family, I told them, I say, I bet you that he's gonna keep all of them because it just seemed like because last night they had did RuPaul's song and they had their own little part and everybody did good. Then with the challenges, everybody did good, and it was hard. I couldn't like figure out who I would get rid of, but I guessed and I said that yeah, he's gonna keep everybody, and he made them lip sync individually, and then he kept them all. But you know, usually it is a top 3 and not a top 4.
Mhm. Thank you, Jacoby. I'm glad that you tuned in. Please join us more in the future. As far as RuPaul's Drag Race child, I was over when they sent Tamisha home. And Candy Muse is still there, honey, and I'm not
Yes, my girl's still in it, still in the top.
Okay, Zakia, what do you? Okay, this is a question we talked about last night. Okay, you know they have a trans. You know they have a trans man competing. No, I'm. What do you think will happen if the trans man win?
Well, I heard the trans man is gonna win.
Yeah, that's the T. That's the T. Do you feel?
I got that from the Diva Den hotline that the trans man is going to win.
That was piping hot.
I think they just trying to check off a box, and I'm gonna audition next season and see if I can get on there. I'm gonna get Kayla to audition. I'm gonna get a bunch of trannies. We're gonna audition, honey, and see if we
I'm
get.
right along with you. Let's go.
Then they're gonna pay us dust, darling.
No, but do you think? And I was thinking, but I mean, I was saying this last night. I don't think that trans women, I don't think we're jealous or envious of the show because he doesn't allow trans women to compete. But I feel like if you're gonna do something for the, you know what I'm saying, for that part of us, then I think it wouldn't be no problem to have, like, you know what I'm saying, a trans version of it. Even though on that level, even though we have pages, we have Continental, you know what I'm saying, we have Miss Gay USA, we have Miss Gay World and stuff like that. But something to showcase us on that type of level. You know what I'm saying? That would be interesting to actually show how we do and how we get ready for pageants and show our creativity too. So I mean, I think that, you know what? That's a light bulb. I'm gonna try to talk to some producers about that because I think it'd be good to see all the girls, you know what I'm saying, to see Zakia to get up there because a lot of girls. You got some girls who can sew. You got some girls who can't sew. You got some girls that can paint. You got some girls who can't paint. You know what I'm saying? So to see a mixture of the trans women doing that, I think that would be very interesting.
Well, I think you should start it. Brianna's trans race. You sound like Dallas. Dallas always trying to get me to start. So I don't have enough on my plate as is. So there you are.
That is a good idea.
Brianna gonna start it.
When nations like to sponsor.
We could maybe talk to some of our corporate sponsors and see if they would be interested in highlighting something of that nature.
Ooh.
Hey, Chop.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank
And
you, Jacob.
I agree, Landis. They are making money with no talent, none whatsoever.
Mm.
And I just want to say, I hope that it's just rumor and it's not true that RuPaul won't allow transgender women to compete on the show. I really hope that, I mean, just looking at the application, it's nothing that says if you have body work, you can't perform or you can't audition. You know, so I just hope that through everything, and to see RuPaul in the tears this last episode over how Gottmik had touched her with identifying as trans and taking on some of these new challenges for her and stepping into that light. She knew that she's not the whole voice of the trans community. She's a transgender man, but she's not a representation or the voice of the whole community. So I just think that hopefully RuPaul is starting to come around open to it. And I think the door is open, and I encourage any girl just to try, regardless if you're transgender or not, because if you do make the show, you may have that platform to be like Brooklyn Heights. She went to Canada and started her own RuPaul's Drag Race in Canada. So hopefully the right girl will get that position and will open the door for other
But
transgenders.
in that like from in that part of RuPaul's whole thing?
What? I thought. Wait, hold on. From my understanding, I have not seen a trans woman compete. Now, if he thought if it was okay,
Yeah, it was one in Monica Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that was a trend. Yeah, and then Peppermint. She was also.
But they weren't trans. They weren't trans on the show.
Wait, okay, I'm confused.
Gia Gunn.
Jacoby, I would love to be. Just let me inbox me, and I would love to talk about it. Go ahead.
So okay, I'm confused. So they were trans, but they weren't playing trans on the show.
No, they weren't. They later came out about being trans, but when they first went on the show, they were not trans.
Okay, I'm talking about somebody from trans from the beginning.
No, there has not been.
Okay, I thought I was missing something because I was
And
like,
Landis say, "Wait, Got Milk is a female transition to a male pretending to be a female." Yes.
yes, that's where the confusion comes in. That's where it says that correct. They weren't trans on the show until after. Okay, I'm talking about has he ever been?
No.
Okay.
No, it has not. Maybe once I make a couple of million, then I'll start a Zacchaeus trans race. How about that? But we got a while to wait.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody commenting. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. All right. So I wanted to give some shout outs. I was able to attend some pageants recently. So I want to give a shout out to the new Peaches. Welcome to the Peach Day family, to Adonis Dickerson King and Evelyn Caldwell. You guys were amazing, and welcome to the Peach Day family. Yes. And then Dallas and I attended Miss Glamorous in Orlando, Florida, supporting my beautiful wife, Miss Kayla Finn. And Miss Joan Jillian was victorious that evening for Miss Glamorous. What you thought about that, Dallas? I know you was Joan.
Oh my gosh. I love Miss Glamorous. I had a blast just in Florida. First, it was good to get up with you and spend time at a pageant because of quarantine. Now that I was vaccinated, I was ready to go out. So I was so excited just to see everybody and see pageantry. And I'm talking about the amount of talent that was on the stage from presentation through the end of the pageant. I mean, it was just mind blowing. I mean, just heavy hitters. Had Yesa, you had Nicole Love Dupree. I mean, Fantasia Lamour. I mean, come on, Layla LaRue. I mean, just the amount of talent, it was just so good to see. And so I really enjoyed Jillian. And I just would like to say, Joan was so good. And I just hope that now that she's done Take Time, I hope people give it a rest a little bit. I don't know about anybody else, but I guess me being a pageant enthusiast, I go to pageants and I see Take Time, and I know it wins. But I just wish somebody would take time, give it a break, because after Joan did that, I don't want to see nobody else do it. To be honest.
Well, before Joan did it, I didn't want to see anybody else doing it. But Joan did do a good job. But I don't know. With me looking at the pageant and looking at it from a competitor's eye, I didn't see Joan winning the pageant. Um, I saw, you know, like to me, it could have been like to me, it was Nicole, it was Layla, it was Yasha Jokovic. I think I pronounced her name right. Um, I just didn't see Joan. I really didn't see Joan, and I live for Joan. I think Joan is beautiful. I think she is an amazing person, but I didn't see it for her. My top three, and if any of these ladies had won, I would have been okay with it. I was okay with it after it was over because I didn't compete and I ain't spend no money. I just went to go have fun. But I saw Layla, Nicole, and Yasha. It could have went to either one of them to me, but I wasn't judging. So
Yes, it was good. I didn't see Joan either until I was getting ready for the end of the pageant, and I saw another pageant enthusiast who everybody knows as Mabel, who goes to the pageant, Shael. And when I asked Shael who she thought had it, Shael thought Joan. So she told me Joan, and when Shael knows if she thinks somebody got it, Shael got a pretty good eye. So when she said Joan, I started saying, you know what, I could see it too. But I was Team Fantasia. I went there to support Fantasia because of Fantasia's impact on my life, how she's encouraged me to walk and just be healthier lifestyle changes. I love Fantasia a little more, and I was Team Fantasia, and it was just amazing to see her compete and just come out victorious with the first runner-up. So I was just so happy to see that.
well,
And they actually said they were calculating the scores this week.
I think you and Shael need to compete a little more so that y'all can understand what pageantry is and competition wise, because it clearly there was no way that Joan beat those other children. Like Miss
Well, I
Lake,
think the scores are the scores.
to me, we had the scores are the scores. We ain't got no other choice. But at the end of the day, are those people who judging know what they're looking for? And were you judging by beauty or were you judging by what was presented on stage? Because if you were judging by what was presented on stage, then it was no way that Jones should have won. Evening gown alone, and then for them to say she won all the categories, evening gown alone, like that gown, that she tried to copy Stasha's dress, and to me, it looked like more like it should have been worn for presentation.
Mm. Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it was good. I thought it was good to see that there's the diversity of the judges. I think when the systems are out here, there's not just a cut or drag, just like old school drag. Drag is evolving, and it was so good just to see that panel filled with a diverse group. Because me being a competitor, I would love to get the feedback from a straight female or someone who was a former Miss USA or Miss America. For me. That's just for me.
I don't want a real fish judging me that does not understand drag pageantry. Because Miss America, that was great that she was there, but she's looking at beauty and she's looking at it through a cis lens, not a trans lens, and not a LGBTQ community lens. So when you are sitting there and you are judging a pageant, you need to make sure that you have people who truly understand our culture, the industry, and what it is that we bring, and not sitting there judging on fishiness and womanhood. Because Joan was good, but I still just didn't see Joan winning the contest.
So Zakia, so when you said that about, what I'm saying, people who like the cis woman, I mean Miss USA or whoever she had judged. So what do you think about people who don't run pageants that judge? Do you think that they can see the eye? I mean, do you think they have the qualifications to judge if they've been to pageants and stuff like that? How do you feel about that?
I think it depends on like, I mean, if they are people who have not competed, who are in the backgrounds, who help make the pageant girls look good, who are the makeup artists, the hairstylists, the gown designers, or whatever, I think so. But just picking somebody who have nothing, no inkling of an idea of a thought about what pageantry is about, no.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
you,
I agree with that.
and you know what? And it's the same thing with balls. People feel like people who don't walk balls or people who are not legendary or icons, they feel like, how can you judge me and you haven't even stepped on the stage, or you know what I'm saying, or did the things.
Well, I think in the ballroom is different. The ballroom is more open. It's more for everybody. Yeah, you might call for a category for a certain look. You know what I'm saying? But it's not as meticulous as pageantry. In pageantry, you are looking for pure perfection. In ballroom, you're more so looking for wow factor. You're looking for realness. You're looking for sex siren. But in pageantry, you're looking for perfection. You know what I'm saying? As close to as perfect as possible. So I think in the ballroom scene, um, I think it's different. I think it's totally different. Even though it's still competition, I think it's totally different than pageantry.
And a lot has to do with the system that you choose to run too, because each system can run their pageant the way that they want to run it and have the judges that they want to have and the experience that they want to have. So I think it's great that we have the diversity in the pageants, because we also know that there's many times that pageants are judged based on cliques, families, girlfriends, and so forth, and popularity, and not judged just based upon drag. And so I think that we also have that we face in the community. So for me to see Glamorous have the diversity of judges that didn't have anything into it to win, for any girl to win, I thought that was great and I appreciate it.
Well, to your understanding, because those were the judges, so you don't know what flim flam stuff had went on and stuff like that, because it happens even when you have diverse judges. Because you can have an owner, they say, yeah, I really like that person right there. You know what I'm saying? So you never know the background. It could have been at Glamorous too, like any other pageant. It could be at any pageant. So
Mhm.
just because it was diverse, you don't know if it was still mess behind it too. Because like Zakia said, she didn't see the girl winning. You really didn't see the girl winning until I guess Cheyenne said something. Then you change your train of thought. But at first you didn't see it neither.
Did you say Cheyenne or did you say
Chael.
Shael?
Yeah, Shayelle.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
Chael, the one that be in the back, in the back helping with pageants and stuff. That Chael.
A pageant enthusiast, yeah, Mabel.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, okay,
That
okay.
work at the pageant.
Okay, okay. Yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying you never know what was going on, you know what I'm saying, with them judges if they was coached and stuff like that. I mean, because funny stuff do happen all the time. It don't matter if it's diverse or whatever, or if it's not about the popularity, but I feel like Zakia, I would want to be judged by somebody that knows what they're looking for. I don't, and I have ran a pageant against my sister, sweetheart, and she won, and I felt like she won because she was light skinned and she was prettier. I was pretty, and I've said it to this day, and that we joke about it. I have I felt like I thought I was better than her, but me being dark skinned, and back then when I was running pageants, it was about this. You get what I'm saying? It wasn't about the drag. It was about this. And when I competed against her, that's what I felt, because it's not. I mean, I've competed before, and it ain't like, oh, it just came about. I felt like this. I mean, it ain't like it's been simmering on me. At that time, that's what I felt, and can't nobody change the way I felt about it. And I really felt like she won because she was light skinned and she was prettier. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, but go ahead. I mean, just I'm just saying I've just been through different avenues. And guess what? It was a diverse panel. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no clique. And then at the end, it was the pageant was just between me and her, and we were sisters.
Yeah, and that reminds us that pageants are always a gamble. You know, there's going to be, just like Black Continental tonight, there's 27 contestants, you know, so many contestants, and only a few can just win out of those that they have open. Out of 20, only four people are going to walk away with a crown. And that's the thing about our pageants, is that only one person can win, but there's always next year. And I believe something I learned from Sasha Sanchez, just her determination to be continental and running so many times and being told no and really blowing them away with her packages time and time again, and still wasn't, you know, crowned. That inspires someone like me to say, well, you can if there's something that you want, stay focused on it. You know, Chevelle Brooks talked about that at her pageant when we was at Miss Glamorous, about running multiple times, you know, United States and just US of A, just, you know, wanted to just keep going. If there's something you may not get the first time, but you have to stay encouraged. And if there's something that you really want, you just have to stay focused on it, or put your attention on something else.
On something on that level, I'm not going to spend multiple years competing. It takes a lot of money, and my sister Sasha has amazing sponsors and, you know, people who live for her, where she's able to do that. But me personally, I'm gonna give it 2, maybe 3, and then if it ain't that, then I'm just moving on, because I feel like that ain't what God have planned for me. So I'm not gonna invest that kind of money like that. You know what I'm saying? And preparing for Continental Elite last year to go last April, and that's happening in September. You know what I spent. You know the commitment of time that I put into that. And me personally, I just don't have that commitment and time to put into something 10 years in a row, other than Nations Foundation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm going to put that persistence and that resilience into my business. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of time. But we're going to segue into, because we got to rock and roll. We got to get ready to get up out of here. I wanted to segue into some must-see TV. So for those of you who have not seen Godzilla versus King Kong, it is a must-see. I say check it out. I enjoyed it. And then there's been a lot of controversy and talk about this new movie called The Secret Society. Any of y'all seen The Secret Society?
I watched a little bit of it. I watched a teeny bit of it. I just felt like it wasn't. People got mad, but I feel like, like people was doing their lives and stuff. When people are on TV, that don't necessarily mean that they're representing you. And I haven't seen that. A lot of people have been going off, and they felt like women can't play the part of a trans. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what I think a lot of the pushback from that movie was. It was just that real women played trans, and a lot of people feel like, how can they embody and play a trans part?
Well, I think that we also, like, where I hear the sentiments that was echoed by folks and live feeds that were made. There was some language that was in the movie, because I'm not going to try to do a spoiler alert. I don't want to spoil people, but I will suggest for folks to go to Amazon Prime and watch it. And you rent it for $10. I enjoyed the film. There was some language in the film that I don't think trans people would have literally said things in the way that they said them. But it is another aspect of the way some trans women live their lives. Was it the best portrayal? Would I have liked to seen some trans women really play those parts, because we have trans women actresses? Yes, but I also have to understand that it's Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And the best person got cast for the role. You know what I'm saying? And then again, if trans people didn't audition, then how could it have been a trans person in the part? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I thought the message, I thought the story showed as an aspect of the lives of a trans woman who is in that escorting field and how all that worked out.
And they look, honestly, the girls, the women that played the part, their look, their overall look gave me trans. Like, that's like, for what they did, for what they were doing, their overall look gave like realness. Mama can't tell, daddy can't tell. It gave trans realness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, their look was on point.
Yeah.
I didn't hear. This is the first time I heard about this show. I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah. And the only reason I don't know how to feel about that is because here it is. We just finished talking about a show about had authentic trans women. They could have found trans women. And here again, they give a little bit and then we're supposed to sit back and accept it. And I don't mean no harm, no disrespect. That's just as disrespectful as Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra. Seriously, like I feel some type of way. Hollywood ought to be ashamed of themselves. If we're gonna be clear about representation and doing what's right, I'm gonna watch it because Ikea said it was a good watch. I'm gonna watch it, but I think that we could do a lot better. Like they gave us a little bit, but then here it is. You're gonna have somebody like me, even if I was the best actress on earth. That's something I wouldn't want to touch.
I mean, but okay, let me play devil's advocate then. Okay, so we have straight men who play gay. The guy who's on Sisters that play Maurice. Maurice is not gay, but Maurice plays a gay man. So should he not play a gay man? It's acting. That's their job.
Yeah, but I think it's different when we're talking about representing a trans individual. That I just don't, and I get what you're saying. I just think that you're portraying something that you're actually, like you said, it was some things that you all don't, how you speak, and that's just something that you don't hear in the community. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it to get a feel. Maybe I need to watch it. So next show.
So let me ask this then. So Angela Jolie shouldn't have played Maleficent, because Maleficent really is a fictional character, a non-fictional character. No, fictional character. Excuse me.
Is that the witch thing? I don't think I watched that.
Okay, but like at the end of the day, like it's acting. You know what I'm saying? It's acting.
Yeah.
And I think exactly. I think what Z is I'm trying to get what she's trying to say or whatever, or how she's thinking, because I'm just trying to understand. I mean, like you, it's acting, but when acting is acting, but when you try to portray somebody's life, you know what I'm saying? It's on a total different level.
Well, they wasn't. The correction, they wasn't portraying anybody's life. They made a book it was a book.
Correct.
And they made the book a movie.
Oh, okay. So they made the book a movie.
But the whole thing is about these two individuals who connected at a very young age. One was a little further along in the transition than the other. They ended up becoming really, really good friends. It showed the struggle that trans women have when they are when their families turn them away. It talks about the fact of your identification not matching up, where you can't get a job. And so these girls were so pretty that they resorted to meeting with, the ballers and the fight people, the boxers and basketball players, and they was getting their cheddar, you know what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, to me, it's acting. Yes, I didn't like some of the scripting. Like I would never tell nobody I'm a man or I was born a man. I would say I'm transgender, and I would explain that. Right. I don't to see them showing a trans woman or who's supposed to be a trans woman standing up and using the bathroom. Like most of us I don't stand up and use the bathroom. I sit down. I'm a lady.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even though I have an elongated clitoris, I'm still a lady, and I don't stand up. But people. I think when you are comfortable with who you are. You know what I'm saying? To me, um, I think that every aspect that we have to be in mainstream gives light to us in our community. You know what I'm saying? Granted, some of the things that they were doing may not have been right or may not have been the best things to be doing, but it is stuff that our sisters are doing, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, so
It's
I'm
not. I
watching.
don't think it's not that serious. It's not that serious. But you know what? I am kind of glad that they are acknowledging us, because at first you wouldn't see how many movies 20 years ago would you see with a trans in it, or you know what I'm saying, a trans playing a part, a major role or something. You know what I'm saying? So I am glad that they are acknowledging us, even saying like, okay, now they're catching up with the times, because it was like used to be hush hush and taboo, but now it's like here it go. You know what I'm saying? So I am glad they are recognizing who we are. Give us a little bit. We'll take a little bit. We'll take a little bit. We'll take a little bit.
yes. Well, wow. We've had a very conversational show this evening. I hope all the viewers have enjoyed.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for all the love. Thank you, guys.
Yes.
I enjoyed y'all.
Now we can't say when we're gonna be back again, but trust me, we will be back.
Oh well, can I say something, Zakia?
Yes.
Well, I just wanted to do like a moment of silence. I had lost two important people in my life. One was my house father Boogie, and one was my sister Tania. Both of them, one was in balls and one was in pageants. You know what I'm saying? And our community lost two good people. You know what I'm saying? But it was two different things. But I just wanted to give a moment of silence to Boogie and my sister Tania.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. I want to remind people to make sure that you make your reservations for the Supreme Invasion Brunch. This is the birthday edition. Myself and Brianna will be there entertaining and celebrating Tamoris over and Jason Assange over. It will be their birthdays. I heard that this new restaurant has amazing seafood, so I'm excited to try it out and get me a plate. So make sure that you see us next week, the 17th, in Newport News, Virginia, for the Supreme Invasion Brunch, the birthday edition.
Yes. And I will be the host on the mic. And on mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna try to do.
Don't say hey everybody 9 million times like you did on your live feed in that pink wig, because
You said what? You said
I said
what?
do not say hey everybody 9 million times like you did on your live feed with that pink wig.
Oh girl, you can't take little Kim Collins. You want
You
to
said
roll with the beat, huh?
you said Lil Kim. You said Lil Kim,
Yes.
girl.
Listen, in my eyes, I was looking.
Lil Kim took out a warrant on you for that
No, she
performance.
didn't. No,
Yes,
she
she
didn't.
did.
That was my impression. You know what, Zakia? I'm kidding.
Lil Kim took out a warrant on you.
No, she did not.
She took out a warrant on you, Elder Mother, for that Lil Kim, honey.
No, she did
And
not.
then them feet was killing you. Your shoes was saying Chinese torture, bitch. You didn't even do the whole song.
Listen, let me say.
I'm gonna do that song at the brunch and show you how it's supposed to be
You
done.
don't have to show me anything.
And show you how it's supposed to be done.
You don't show me anything.
Yeah.
And show you how it's supposed to
You
be
don't
done.
show me anything, honey. No, but I can't wait. I can't wait for this brunch. I'm so excited, Zakia. I know you're gonna bring bring something down here. I love when you had came up performing 37th is in. You know, I was living for it. I live for when you perform something. It's going to be good for us to be at this brunch. And this is our second brunch.
I'm excited because I'm actually spending the day with y'all. So
Yes.
I'm actually staying in Newport News and spending the night so I can hang out with Jason and Tamoris at night for whatever they got going on.
Correct.
Yes, and maybe be a compressor.
Well, my address is 12. You know, Miss Ikea, you know I have a multi-purpose room. Oh my goodness.
Well, y'all, any final words from our viewers, from you for our viewers, for you from our viewers?
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. I just want everybody to love on each other because tomorrow is not promised. So just love, love, love on each other.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for all the love. It's one thing I can leave you with is just try to remember to have grace. If we ask for grace from the Lord, just try to have grace with others in our community. Especially with everybody growing. People may not be the same person that they once was. They may be growing. So just try to remember that. A lot of people are just passing away. So I see so much death on my timeline. So I just want to give out love to everyone. And just remember to have that grace for the members of our community. And let's try to support one another.
Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Diva Den friends. Y'all enjoy yourselves. See y'all next time. And as everyone has already said, love one another, y'all. We got to do better.
Hey, y'all. I want to say that I love you all. I want to say stay encouraged, keep your eyes open, and stay awake. Pay attention, do your research, and learn and make informed decisions. Thank you for tuning in. We love you, Randall. Bianca Ray, good luck.
Hey, Randall.
In Maryland for your Gay United States Icon preliminary. We'll be rooting and looking at if you are victorious. And with that being said, we're going to leave you all with one big juicy kiss. Good night, y'all.
Legends, statements, store. Ow. I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And I'm so here. Legends, statements.